Hello, my name is Susan Fools, and I'm the support manager here at Ingenious. And today I'm going to be walking you through the monthly analytics report that you receive in your inbox. The report comes via email, and you click on it, and it is an active HTML link, meaning it is a link to a website versus a downloadable PDF. When you click on that link, you're going to be taken to a page like this. And you have that option over here on the left side to export to PDF if you do want to print it or to email it to somebody else or anything like that. So the first thing we see here is our introduction. Your domain would be up here in the top right corner. And then we have just sort of an explanation of some of the things we're going to be looking through. We also have our outline over here on the left side. So if you wanted to skip to any section, you could do that just by clicking directly on that section. But starting at the very top with our introduction, we go through sort of a glossary of terms of what each thing means, and then we can apply that when we see the report. So the overview is the first thing, and it is a bar chart comparing all users and all traffic to the previous month using color-coded bars. So I'm going to sort of use my explanations along with the visuals. I think that will probably be easiest to understand. So this is our overview, and we can see here that purple is the previous month, and orange is the current month. So we can compare data day over day. This is for a full month. And we can see, on this particular day, we had 33 the previous month and 24 on February 13th as opposed to January 13th. So this is just kind of a quick snapshot of how one month compared to another shook out. And as we can see here, some days, January was higher, some days February was higher. So we'll dig in a little deeper to see what all that means. So next we have traffic, and this is how users are coming to your site. This is how they're finding your website. So organic traffic are going to be your search engines, your Googles, your Bings, Yahoo, etc. Direct is users that type in imgsc.com. Or IMGSC into Google. That's still considered a direct search. So organic search would be somebody typing in home insurance, South Carolina. And if IMG appeared, then that would be organic search versus just typing IMGSC into the Google bar. Referral traffic means that your website traffic, your users came from another website or source. So if you are linked up with, another organization or partner group, or you're part of associations, that kind of thing, and people find you that way, that would be counted as a referral. And social are your different social media accounts. And then green means you had an increase in visitors from the previous month, and red means you had a decrease in visitors from the previous month. And there are all sorts of reasons that can kind of vary how your traffic comes. Are you doing social campaigns? Are you doing email marketing campaigns? Are you doing SEO, SEM? All sorts of things can affect how users come to your site, and some of the differences we'll see in these numbers. But then digging in deeper to the referrals. So we know they came from somewhere. Where did they come from? We can see here they came from a local newspaper. They came from a county website. They came from LinkedIn. So we can just see kind of down the line how our users found us via referral. And a lot of these are first-time referrals, so that's exciting. Hopefully that means, you're getting engaged with some new users who might not have found you otherwise. Then we have the top landing pages. And the landing pages are where a user first lands on your site. So typically this slash is the home page, and that's 99% of the time where you're going to see your highest user engagement. And then it goes on down. So the client portal, a new team member, a blog post, the IMG difference, which is kind of their about page, and so on and so forth. So you can see if you're really wanting to push people to fill out your contact form, and it is, 6 pages down the list, then maybe you kind of need to work with us at Ingenious or work internally on how we can strategize to get more users to that contact page, filling out that form, engaging, bringing in new leads, etc. Your top social networks. So when that social bar under traffic, where are they coming from? So we've got LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. If you have Instagram, if you have Snapchat, other things, those are going to show up here as well. Pinterest. And that's going to be different for each user and how you use social media and how your users engage with social media. And then we kind of go through our engagement explanation, which, like I've done before, I'll kind of talk through each thing as we get to it. So audience engagement is just how long were people interacting with your site. So it segments it in 10, 20, 30, 60, etc. segments. And so you can see that most people were on the site for at least 10 seconds. And then we have each group sort of going on down. And these are, again, comparisons to the month before. So it just depends on, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be that in January, you ran a really big promotion and you got a lot of hits from that. And then February, that promotion wasn't running. You're going to see a little bit of a downturn in traffic. It's not a bad thing. It just means users were more engaged in January. If you see a downturn in engagement consistently, that's definitely something we sort of want to call out and focus on and see what ways we can target users and get them to your site. All pages is just all the pages visited by users over the month. So the homepage, the IMG difference, in order of how many times they were visited. We've got some new pages here. We've got some increased page visits, and you can also click through these numbers or this next bar to dig even deeper. Just kind of depending how deep into the report you want to go. I think this setting is to show 25, your top 25 pages. And then we get into kind of our operating systems and our kind of ways users are using the site and what devices. So browser overview shows the different browsers users are using for your site. So we've got Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Edge, and Amazon Silk. And you can kind of just look through the statistics. And so going across the top here, sessions is how many sessions or how many times someone came to your site from that browser. Percent of new sessions is how many of those were new. So in this case, there were 12, and 58% of those were new to the site. It will also count a new session if someone has cleared their search history or their cookies or their cache. Then it doesn't know they've been to the site previously, and it will count it as a new visitor. New users, 7 out of the 12, that says 58%, just put in numbers versus percentage. Page views, so those 12 people looked at 29 different pages. Some of those users could obviously look at multiple pages and did. Your bounce rate means that the user did not engage with any other page other than the page they landed on. If they landed on your About page, then they just got the information they needed and left. They did not click around the site. So 58% is a pretty good bounce rate. You have to be careful with bounce rate because if it's too high, users potentially aren't engaging with the site. They're just clicking on and clicking off. If it's too low, your content may be buried or the information people need may be really hard to find. And so you're going to want to evaluate that and see. It also just depends on the needs of your site. If you're a restaurant and you just want people to get your phone number, then a higher bounce rate may not, that may be a good thing because people may be calling and making reservations or getting your address and coming, and they may not, be combing through every page of the site. But if you want users to read about your team, fill out your contact form, things like that, you're going to want to see a little lower bounce rate to make sure that they're engaging. Pages per session is on average how many pages per session a user looks at, and we see 2.42. So that's pretty good. Hopefully they're finding what they need and, you're gaining new business from this number. And then the average session duration is how long people stay on the site. So in this case, average of 29 seconds, which doesn't feel like a long time. But in the web world, you'd be surprised how the seconds add up and how quickly people can get the information they need in a very short amount of time. Audience mobile devices. So these are the mobile platforms that users are using to get to your site. iPhone is almost always the highest, and we had 9 this month. So if you're just tracking mobile usage or iPhone to iPad to desktop, this is a great metric to keep tabs on, and also just other devices that that users are using. And that is a quick overview of monthly analytics reports. And if you have any questions, you can email Corey Radford, our account coordinator, at corey@ingeniousweb.com. You can submit a support ticket at support@ingeniousweb.com, or you can give us a call at 864-977-1767. We'll be happy to talk through your reports or explain anything further or help however we can with your strategy and digital marketing.